You and I had talked about priorities, and I would love for you to kind of, break that down and kind of explain what you believe are the priorities that we should have as humans.
Well, first of all, I don't believe I should be choosing your priorities.
Ah, okay.
So priorities for me are different from when most people think about priorities, they're thinking about what needs to be done most importantly.
That's what I think of. Yeah.
When I'm talking about priorities, I'm talking about the foundation for your life. So you're choosing 3 to 5 priorities that you base all your other decisions on. So some priorities you might choose from. Well, as a person, if you're dealing with trauma, one of the priorities needs to be, for this to be effective, is your healing needs to be a priority. So, and then in addition to that, and you don't want more than 3 to 5 because then it becomes overwhelming.
Okay. Makes
And
sense.
so some of the other priorities you might have would be family, strong partnership, travel, career, development, financial stability, hobbies, having a business, mental health, physical health, spirituality, or any number of other things. And these are the things you're going to make the foundation for all the decisions that you make. When you do this, you align your goals with your priorities. So your goals back up your priorities, which is now backing up your life. And when you're doing this, now your time, your money, and your energy are also in alignment. And your decision-making process is simplified because 95% of choices that come your way that don't support your priorities are an automatic no. So that really simplifies everything. So you start going back to, what am I trying to achieve? How am I going to do this? And this is very different from taking the approach like a diet. Diets don't work because you make all kinds of sacrifices to get this goal. And once you get this goal, what do?
Go back.
You go right back. But when your life is aligned with your priorities now, your goals are set up to help you move forward powerfully. And we're not talking about making, a million changes overnight. We are talking about, taking baby steps, but you're incorporating it. People who are successful at losing weight and maintaining it are making lifestyle changes. And they're making one little change after the other, and they're adding more to it as they're ready. When you do that, it's a lasting effect. And that's the same thing when you use priorities and your goals to be the foundation of your life. Now making decisions is so much simpler and easier and supportive of you. And the thing that I love about this is when you really get your priorities straight, now what you're doing is you're really making it easier for the universe to support whatever your life purpose is, and for you to be able to have the life that you want, that you desire to have. You don't have all that fighting going on within yourself because, oh, that looks like a great opportunity, and oh, that looks like, and all they're doing is pulling you away. It also gives you permission to set boundaries and say, no, this isn't for me. I don't have time. I'm not interested in spending all my time doing that. I don't have the money to do that, and not feel like you're supposed to take care of everybody else. So it solidifies things so much greater so that your life is more simplified. And I don't know about most people, but I prefer simple.
Yes, I agree. So wait, so how does one go about knowing, like, is there a list of priorities for us to choose from? How do we know what our priorities are? You
Well,
meditate on it?
when I work with people, I ask a ton of different questions to really get a sense of. And some of those questions can include, what do you value? What is it that you're wanting out of life? What do you stand for?
So it can be vast. It's not like there's a set 12 or something. They could be all over the place.
Yes, they could be.
Wow. Okay.
Now, what you want to be careful of is holding everything equal, because if everything is equal, nothing is important in the long run.
Okay.
And you don't want to take on too many, usually 3 to 5, and they usually kind of overlap and support each other.
Okay.
Is is about all that most people can really manage. But your goals will be set up to support them. So let's say, for instance, one of your this financial stability.
Okay.
Your priority is financial stability. Your goals may include saving money for a trip, having enough money in your savings account for an emergency, having a solid retirement plan, having money for kids for college. So you're going to set them up to back you up.
Okay. That totally makes sense. Um, so while somebody is, taking into consideration a lot of this stuff that you're talking about, a lot of times people use the excuse, you were talking about forgiveness. And, while they're trying to plan for their future, they're still in the back of their mind giving a lot of the trauma that they've gone through as an excuse as to why they can't really go forward the way they want to. What do you think is the biggest myth or
I'm sorry.
limiting belief that we have about trauma?
The biggest limiting belief. Do you mean like the biggest myth?
Yeah,
Kind
the
of?
biggest myth. Yeah.
Okay. The one thing that I hear in the field way too much is that that you cannot be cured, that you have to learn how to manage your symptoms. Again, I don't know about you. I don't want to manage feeling shitty for the rest of my life.
Yes.
And
Agree.
it's the wrong focus. There is no cure, but we're not here to cure. We're here to heal. And healing is different. And as you're going through that healing process, you're working through these things. And the thing I love about the healing process is you may have 10 different issues that you're standing out to you, but you're only working on this one. But while you're working on this one is actually impacting all the other ones. So when you come over and you work on the other one, it's already a little further ahead and it starts impacting all the other ones. And so it's challenging, and it requires a huge amount of courage to go down this road. But the good news is you only need a little bit of courage to get started. And as
Yes.
you continue to heal, that courage grows.
Yes. Absolutely. Only a little bit. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm. Just need enough to say, I'm going to do something different.
Yes.
So you do want support. You don't want to do this alone.
Yeah.
You absolutely. And I discourage not picking carefully who you work with. I don't think people necessarily have to have had experience working with trauma, but they need to. It's better if they do.
Yeah.
It's much better if they do, because if they don't, there is a greater potential for re-traumatizing the person who's going through the process. And I've worked with many clients, and I get very different results from a lot of different therapists. And I really, I base that on the fact that my own experiences and my own healing process, and how I take all of that with me when I work with a client. But to say that anybody who's been through trauma and now they're a therapist and they should do a great job is not necessarily the case. If they haven't done their own work,
Yeah.
then they don't see things the same way, and they can miss things. And so myself, going through this process, constantly working on myself and trying to go to the next level,
Yeah.
I just found that when it's really funny, a client will go, that's exactly what I was thinking, or yeah, that's exactly it. And I've never been able to say it like that. Well, I can say it that way because I really know it and I really understand it
Yeah.
from level, and I want to give you the freedom to begin to allow yourself to express it wherever you are, however you're dealing with that.
Absolutely.
And there were so many guys that are like, well, I don't want to re-traumatize you. I'm like, you're not going to re-traumatize me. I take care of me. You take care of you. Speak.
Yeah.
We're here for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.